When I was a child, I loved airplanes. I had an uncle who at that time worked in Pan American Airways. And Pan American Airways was an airline that flew all over the planet. So sometimes I had to go to the airport to pick him up. And he was coming from very exotic places. And I think from that time, I started to think that I wanted to work in aviation. But in Colombia, there was no aviation. It was the closest thing I could think of was mechanical engineering. So since I was very good in mathematics, I decided that I was going to go for mechanical engineering. And I studied that here in Colombia with the idea of going into a specialization later on and study something related to aviation, so I could get into the aeronautical world that way. However, when I went over to England to study air transport, I discovered that it wasn't actually the airplanes or the air transportation, the idea or the subject I was interested in. I was interested in traveling. I felt that when I was in England, the fact of being in a different culture and all the acknowledgement that I was getting out of that culture was really important to me. And then I decided that I wasn't going to be an engineer, that I was going to work in engineering for a while because I had some debts to pay and some financial needs. But one way or another, I was going to move out of engineering and I was going to dedicate myself to traveling. I am a traveler. Then I had a period of 10 years of time while I was working as an engineer for 2 years, and then I would move out and travel for 2 years. During those long trips around the world, because I went away as far as I could get from Colombia, I started to do photography, and then started to think that photography could at the end pay for my trips, and that's what it is right now. Unfortunately, life is like a mirror. You get seduced by something and you go for it, but then being there you discover that it's not that actually you were looking at a mirror, and there was something in there that was attracting you, but then you discover that the attraction is not the whole thing but just a small bit of it. And then I went over to travel, and I since then I have been traveling paid by the photography.